Dieu ne les laissera pas mentir.
Je vois encore un taré qui se prend pour Dieu.
Kiera.
Soyez prudentes, mes mignonnes. Votre héros revient tout de suite.
On se reverra dans une autre vie.
Il souriait quand on s'est dit au revoir. Pourquoi?
Bande de nazes.
Tu veux?
Ça y est, je m'emmerde.
Ok.
Assez parlé. Maintenant, nous pouvons passer au plan d'action.
Allez, bonjour et bienvenue à tous, vous êtes en compagnie du Yass et aujourd'hui on va attaquer la partie 14 de Vampire. C'est parti. Alors, où est-ce que on devait aller la dernière fois? Ah oui, Club Ascalon, je me rappelle. C'est parti. Oh, commence le chargement. Allez, petit chargement. Dépêche-toi.
It's locked, all right.
Il y a un refuge caché à proximité. Ah, c'est bon à savoir ça. Par contre, il va falloir faire le tour. Ah, vampire, il est là. On va les laisser se fight entre eux. Aïe. Bon alors là t'aurais pas dû faire ça par contre mec. Merde. Il est où? Aïe. Attends. T'aurais pas dû faire ça. Voilà, prends ça dans la gueule. Voilà, tiens. Je m'abreuve de ton sang. Et tiens, prends ça avec ça. Et... Ah, il est rapide. Non. Tu me prends pas mon sang, wesh. Ah. J'aimerais bien ton épée, par contre. Elle a l'air pas mal. Ah, il est bloqué. Il était bloqué, le pauvre. Merci, le bug. Bon, allez. Bon. Ah, faut suivre les traces de sang. Une scale aliénée difforme. Oh, c'est nouveau. C'est une nouvelle bête, ça. What? Y a tout le monde ici. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Pourquoi il se met à marcher d'un coup? J'ai pas... Ok, bon, je sais que c'est ici. Mais...
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This mule takes no...
Bon, elle a perdu la tête. Par contre, par où je rentre, moi? Ah, là, il y a... Wow, bah, niveau 28, quoi. Ils ont 10 niveaux presque de plus que moi. C'est chaud. Bon. Falloir se friter avec eux. Allez, on se frite. Aïe. Voilà, prenez ça. Tiens. Voilà. Bien. Toujours un délice. Hop. Et là, le pollueur. Boum. J'ai de la matraque à revendre. Tiens. Mince, il est résistant. Ah. Voilà. Mais il a péri sous mes coups. Bon. Bon, je déverrouille la porte. Mais moi, c'est là que je veux
It's
aller.
locked, all right.
Il y a moyen de l'atteindre de l'autre côté, mais il va falloir que je trouve. On va essayer de voir. Ah, non. Ah là, hop. C'est un bon début déjà.
I cannot enter.
Ouais, c'est toujours verrouillé de toute façon. Ouah. Là aussi.
It's locked.
Oh là. Bon. Bam bam bam. Y a pas des traces de sang? Si. Si je suis les traces de sang, ils m'emmènent où? On va les suivre, hein. Ah. Je sais pas si c'est bien par là, mais bon. Hop. Encore des traces de sang. Ah, et des souris. Ah, mais je suis revenu en fait. Éviter la maladie, cracher, tousser ou éternuer sans faire attention ravage la grippe. Ces microbes sont expulsés par le nez et la gorge. Ne toussez pas en public. D'accord, on va
I
éviter.
cannot enter.
Par contre, j'aimerais bien savoir. Quarantaine, maladie contagieuse. Personne ne peut entrer ou quitter la zone de quarantaine sans une autorisation écrite. Des autorités sanitaires locales, personne à part le personnel autorisé de la communauté ne peut modifier des retirer cette carte. Quiconque violera cette règle recevra une amende. Pour manger, j'espère. Bon. Je suis quelque peu perdu. Y a pas d'autres... Non. Là-haut, non. C'est un peu la crise, là. Ah. Ah, c'est là où je suis venu, où j'ai buté tous les gardes. Si je casse tout. Non, marche pas. Ah! Purée, c'est vraiment trouvé par hasard. Hein. Je sais pas si c'est vraiment par là en plus. Ah. Attends, qu'est-ce qui t'arrive toi? T'as rien à me dire?
How is the sanitary
When people buy guns,
Ok, bon.
You look ill. Well, there you have it.
Voilà, toi t'es soigné déjà.
Goodbye, miss.
Toi t'es soigné. Est-ce qu'il y en a d'autres comme toi qui sont mal? Oula, lui il a la névralgie carrément. Il est sur le point de crever.
Good evening, Benjamin.
I'm afraid.
You don't see.
Oh.
Ah, je l'ai pas. T'es condamné à la mort, mon gars. Non, qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Non. Non, 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 non. Je me suis trompé de touche. Relâche le mec. Ouf. On a... Purée, il a failli passer le pauvre. Dom 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 dom, il n'y en aura pas avec moi. Bon. Où est-ce qu'il est ce chemin?
The West End.
Ah mais c'était là.
Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Oh. Oh, il y a du garde. Ah, c'est bon signe ça. Pas de bruit, Jonathan. Mais même, comment il a fait pour m'entendre? Tiens. Man, t'es pas venu tout seul. Tiens. Goûte à la fureur du dragon. Voilà. Wow. Mince. Ah, man, j'ai oublié. Tout ce qu'il m'a enlevé. Il est dangereux lui. Voilà, prends ça dans la gueule. Hop. Ah, il est résistant. Hein. Wow. Oh purée. Putain, il a une grande portée. Ok. Je pensais pas qu'il était chaud comme ça le type. Oh purée. Comment ça? Tiens. Ah. Voilà, saleté. What? T'es gentil ou pas? Non, est-ce que... Non, tu m'as pas l'air gentil. Ok, tu m'as pas l'air gentil. Ok, t'as ramené tes potes. Ah mais ils sont combien, mon Dieu? Ok. Y'en a marre. Voilà, toi t'es mort. Allez où? T'es où, sorcière? Te voilà. Merde. Faut que je me méfie de cette téléportation. Purée, elle va vite. Ah quoi, ouais. Merde, j'ai plus d'endu. Oh purée. Tu vas te calmer. Voilà. Mince, ça s'est kamikazé. Ah, non. Ouh, je croyais que j'allais mourir. Mais c'est chaud. C'est quoi ce quartier de malade? Putain, les mecs ils ont moins 10 niveaux de plus que moi, ça va être chiant à les tuer.
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire
T'es gentil toi?
society. Not quite as subtle as I expected. Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me.
Comment elle sait que je suis un vampire?
No, I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me.
What?
Mother
C'est tout
told
sur
me you
moi
were
là.
in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Ekons. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte.
Ok, y a pas d'indice personnel.
What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Ok.
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Ah, t'es une comique toi, non?
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste, even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
Ok.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct
Ah, mais elle a été
word is
adoptée.
Econ, Doctor.
Sa fille.
And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
On est parti pour des dialogues longs et passionnants.
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see. And one day, I'll have my death to face.
Ok, c'est passionnant tout ça.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Eh ben...
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time, even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
Ouais, dommage. Ils auraient fait les questionnaires avant moi.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us.
Fallait pas faire ça.
Despite your mother's warning, I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
Ok, on verra. C'était sage. J'espère qu'il y a pas mal d'XP à la clé. Hein.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously. And the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Maybe.
Perhaps it's wise for a mortal never to totally trust a vampire. Your mother herself told me that we Econ are creatures of deception. Maybe it's because we seem so... alive.
That may be true for a naive girl, but I have the best teacher when it comes to getting rid of an insistent immortal.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
Ok, on a fini les questions. Ah.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How was it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Ok. Bon, je crois qu'on a fait le tour des questions.
Goodbye, Charlotte.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Allez, on va aller jouer les justiciers. Alors, qu'est-ce qui se cache? Ah, on va quand même un peu faire le tour de la vie du quartier. Voir s'il n'y a pas... Le quartier a l'air vide quand même. Ouais, c'est la seule du quartier ou quoi la meuf? Ah non, il y en a un là-bas. Ah, une, pour être précis. Open!
Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did not know you were back in London.
Mais ça va, je suis connu dans
my
le
dear
quartier.
Johnny, I'm so sorry for your loss. Mary was such a sweetheart.
Thank you, Venus. May I come in?
I was going to bed actually.
Ouais. Niveau de charme 4 requis. Mince.
Forgive me. With the epidemic, I tend to forget people are supposed to sleep at...
I'll tell you what. Come back tomorrow.
Si je l'aurais charmé, est-ce qu'il l'aurait bouffé ou pas? Parce que s'il l'aurait bouffé, ça aurait... c'est pas ce qui m'aurait intéressé. Moi j'essaie de les garder en vie quand même. On va pas bouffer tout le monde. Bon, on va aller voir... Vu qu'ils sont que 2 dans le quartier apparemment. On va aller voir... On va aller se présenter au club Ascalon. Et là-bas, qu'est-ce qui se passe? Rien. Bon. Allez, go. On va voir ce qui nous attend à ce fameux manoir. C'est le quartier, c'est ce... Ouais, on va éviter quand même. Hein. Faudra tous les soigner, mais... C'est chaud. Enfin, je fabrique plein de médocs et tout. Bon, allez. Ah, clé. Open! Qu'est-ce qui va se passer? Oh.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
Oui.
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Vas-y, ouvre.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
Ah, on va enfin voir ce Lord Redgrave, quoi. On va voir s'il a de la gueule un peu ou pas.
There has been quite a battle here.
Encore de l'XP, c'est bon ça. Juste en m'ouvrant la porte, il me donne de l'XP.
I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Ok, là y'a rien. Franchement, je pourrais pas aller dormir tout de suite parce que sinon, ils risquent de mourir les citoyens. J'ai vu qu'il y en avait qui étaient pas mal malades. On va éviter qu'ils meurent bêtement quand même. Vous avez obtenu une nouvelle arme main gauche. Équipez-la pour absorber des... Ah, c'est bien ça. C'est bon ça. Alors, où est-ce qu'elle est cette arme? Main gauche apparemment. C'est quoi cette arme? Absorption de sang. Un couteau petit mais... C'est lequel le plus efficace? Les deux sont pareils. Non, lui, niveau 3. Ça, je les utilise jamais, faudrait que je les utilise un peu. Charger. Allons voir ce Lord Redgrave.
It's locked.
Où t'es, mec? Ah, il était là. Ok. Bonjour, bonjour tout le monde. Ça va les gosses de riches? Quoi, c'est lui? Non.
My good friends, if I may have your attention,
Ah, ça doit être lui.
behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bancher was no match for him.
Yeah, ouais, ça va être moi votre nouveau maître bientôt.
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
Quel nom prétentieux quand même.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable.
Ah bah ça va, c'est gentil,
Is
dis
she a
donc.
good friend of yours?
Je l'admire, non. S'avère utile. Non, c'est une amie.
She's a close friend, and I'm honored that she feels the same about me.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
C'est pas faux. Pourquoi vous...
Why are you suddenly so friendly? The last time I met one of yours, he tried to kill me.
Are you referring to Fergal? He was the most useful of servants, but he was just a servant. You, on the other hand, Doctor, proved yourself much more worthy.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End? Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Ah bah ouais.
Talk. Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
Ouais, d'abord, comment tu parles de ma famille? Il est fou, lui.
How dare you speak so flippantly of my family?
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Ouais, quelques questions avant de
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
Avant que je m'engage pas dans n'importe quoi, quoi.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Ok.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members. And I do appreciate obedience.
Ok, en gros, tu veux que je sois ton toutou.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Ok.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
D'accord.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
Ok, bon.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all Skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
Ouais, bah ça va, il est gentil, lui, il s'en est servi comme un instrument.
I agree to join the club.
Moi, j'ai
This
pas
is
trop le
good
choix.
news. Good news indeed in these crucial times.
Même pas
Let's
laisser le
inform the
choix.
assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not, nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country.
Il aurait pu me laisser le choix quand même.
My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is
Whoa.
his blood pure?
Oh, vous êtes synchronisés.
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall, speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Non, je veux pas.
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation.
Ah ouais. Vas-y, fais peut-être la signature. On écrit au plumeau. Voilà.
Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
Ouais, non, je sais pas quoi. C'est bien les gars, c'est bien, vous avez été lobotomisés, c'est bon. Elle m'a donné 100 d'XP, tu peux pas me donner plus d'XP sinon?
That went well, did it not?
You have the makings of a general, my...
I was, though very long ago.
So why did you...
Straight to the point again, young Ekon.
I'm listening.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Oh, tu
You
m'espionnais
were
donc.
spying on me.
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Oh bah ça va alors s'il n'y a pas de
Who
conséquences.
was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Bansher was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
Moi, je l'aurais plus appelé Ben dans...
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied skulls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the skulls.
Skulls are malevolent and disgusting creatures.
I knew I was right to induct you, Dr. Reed. You would not dare lie to me on such a vital topic now, would you?
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
What, qu'est-ce qui se passe? Oui. Mon niveau de charme a augmenté. C'est bon ça. Et j'ai aussi gagné de l'XP. Bonjour monsieur.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease.
Quoi, il est pas vampire lui?
They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
What? C'est un humain en fait.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member, and a dying one at that.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
Tu veux que je te soigne? Ouais, il est pas bon ton. Ouah, c'est lui le pilier quoi. Faudra empêcher de mourir alors.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
Is not the nature of this club a secret shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
Bon, de toute façon, tu vas pas y rester longtemps.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
Ok, ouais, mais ouais. Vas-y.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
Traître, faut tuer, non, je rigole.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reed.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
Ok.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall.
Faut appeler Trump pour ça.
Unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
Ah bah pour ça, si vous voulez un mur, faut appeler Trump, c'est l'homme de la situation.
Complete isolation has proven effective throughout history, but the death toll has always been a high one.
I am glad you understand the concept of necessary sacrifice.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
Ok, vous parler avec moi.
Lord Redgrave is outside.
Bon, je peux pas parler avec eux.
Coordinating our defenses.
Ok, il y avait juste...
Such.
I'm sure you have more important things to do than talking
Lord
to
Redgrave.
How is your investigation? All right.
You made me swear on the blood of William Marshall during my initiation ceremony. Why was that?
William Marshall was the most glorious knight who ever lived. He served 5 kings and was a living example of probity for all. And he was my maker.
William Marshall was a vampire? Is this some sort of joke? Wait. Could he be my maker?
That would be joyful news, for it would mean he still walks among us. But alas, the great knight has left this world for good.
Why is his blood so sacred to the Ascalon Club?
He was simply the greatest defender of the realm we have ever known. I fought by his side at the Battle of Preston, and he made me his progeny following the fight.
Ok. Bon, moi, je sais toujours pas c'est qui mon créateur.
May I ask you about the mortal who attended my initiation? Mr. Aloysius Dawson.
A member of the club does not normally ask questions about other members. We trust each other mutually.
But Mr. Dawson is mortal. Are you not afraid he might reveal who you are? Especially to your enemies.
Aloysius Dawson is a man of his word, as are all of us. This is the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. We do not grant access to the unworthy.
Ah bon? Bah tu vas voir, c'est qu'avec des hommes de confiance, je vais te trahir. Non, je rigole.
So he really is a member then?
Indeed. Only the most eminent members are allowed to attend such ceremonies. Even if I admit some of us fled during the first hours of the Great Hunt.
Ok.
What can you tell me about the Great Hunt?
It's a major concern, and I'm convinced we'll only get a satisfactory conclusion by putting an end to the epidemic.
What about the risk of a full-scale attack here? Jeffrey McCullum is a daring leader.
That is exactly why so many of our number have left the country until things improve. But not me. I founded this club. I'll die defending it.
I have already met Geoffrey McCullum. I am certain he will persist until he has killed every last vampire.
The Guard's current successful recruitment campaign is driven by the ravenous behavior of the Skulls.
I see. So without the epidemic creating Skulls, the Guard could not convince anybody of our presence.
Exactly. Once we have put the epidemic behind us, we need only wait until the Guard grows old and weak. Time will once again become our ally.
Ok.
Goodbye, Lord.
Godspeed, Dr. Rick.
Bon. On a parlé avec tout le monde. On peut dorénavant sortir.
I know we're facing a crisis, but I'm shocked no one took it.
Arthur Pembleton. Est-ce que je peux parler avec eux? Non. Pas parler avec eux. Sachant que j'ai un niveau de charme maintenant assez élevé pour parler avec l'autre. Allez, sortons d'ici. Ouais, il y a du sang de partout, quoi. Ah.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed.
Ok. Sortons d'ici. C'est ça, d'accord. Ah oui, il faudra que je fasse des médicaments. Parce que j'en ai vu plein, ils étaient malades. Et j'aimerais XP avant qu'ils tombent malades quand même. Enfin, j'aimerais soigner avant qu'ils... Enfin bref, vous avez compris. C'est long, le chargement c'est long. Bon.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
Ah, ils sont tous sortis là. Enfin, il y en a un. Attends, par contre, moi je veux juste vous regarder qui est malade, qui c'est. C'est horrible ça, tous ceux qui sont malades. Wow, boh. Ah là aussi ils sont malades. Wow, bon, c'est un truc de fou. Faut que je... Mais comment... Attends, elle est malade, elle, mais je l'ai jamais vue, wesh. C'est chaud. Toi.
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
Ah, donc c'est leur...
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other.
Son village, son quartier natal, quoi.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
Ok, sauf que j'ai déjà vu ta femme.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. With the epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
C'est pas grave, je t'ai pardonné, mon ami. Bon.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Can you help me?
Infection is everywhere these days. But if you ever go to the park near that swanky house belonging to the Mullaneys...
Yes? What about the Mullaneys? What about their house?
Not enough noise for a big family with children. Not enough movement. Closed doors. What is going on in
Ah, un indice?
I wonder.
Moi j'ai un indice où aller fouiller.
You need some...
Ok. Bon. Ouais, il a la migraine. Faut te soigner, mon ami.
Good evening. Do you need...
Ouais, j'ai pas de médicaments pour toi, désolé, mec.
You need...
Désolé. Encore un qu'il va falloir que je soigne.
Good evening.
And
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
a few days ago, I spotted a strange house while campaigning for women's suffrage. Awful smell. No answer when I knocked.
Where is it?
It's the Mullaneys.
Ah,
a
bizarre, ils
nice
disent tous la
family
même
who
chose.
live in a big house near the park in the eastern part of this neighborhood.
Ok, au moins je sais où il faudra aller.
Goodbye, Charles.
She's been quite...
Attends, ils sont que deux dans le quartier ou c'est comment? Ou trois? Bon. De toute façon, on va s'arrêter là pour aujourd'hui. Merci à tous d'avoir suivi et à la prochaine tout le monde. Salut!
Allez, gardez la pêche. Ciao.